Yo, got an interesting week for you this time. So this rotation was full of compliment magnets. I'm not a fan of doing that many compliment videos, but sometimes shit happens and it just makes sense to do it that way, because this week's rotation has plenty of known compliment magnets for me in my experience with them, and they did not disappoint. I did get my fair share of a handful or so of compliments throughout the week. It's week number 112 in the rotation, so stay tuned. Starting with what I consider a pretty underrated fragrance in the Spice Bomb line, and it's actually the newest release. It does not get enough love in my opinion, that being Spice Bomb Infrared. This stuff is lovely. It fits the line perfectly. It's very airy, light and aromatic. Still holds to the skin long enough to get some pretty solid longevity. I would put in the very good category. It's like a 7 to 8 hour fragrance on my skin. It's not super loud. The first 2 hours is pretty loud, but it does sit a bit close to the skin after that, but it remains light and airy. It wears nice and easy. It works well in summer evenings, obviously spring, fall, and winter, day and night, but summer evenings I think is a great time to wear this one. Has that kind of red pepper, red hots kind of vibe, a light sweetness in the background. It's not a real soapy fragrance, but it has a lot of aromatic nature to it, which adds that light, airy appeal. Really good stuff. You guys need to sample this one if you have yet to try it. I'm telling you, it's a solid release. It really fits the line well. It does the Spice Bomb name justice, in my opinion. During the day, Spice Bomb Infrared. Then that evening, got out the shower, and I forgot where we were going specifically. I believe we were going to dinner. And why? Yeah, we were going to dinner. Why I decided to go with this, I don't know. And it never disappoints. Arm off. Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is the EDT, because I know somebody, if not a few people, will ask in the comments, is that the EDT or the EDP? This is the EDT. I've had this bottle for many years now. And it's still smoky magic. Look, I know some people are off-put by that harsh lemon pledge type of opening. I actually dig it. It's very dark and smoky compared to the Aventus that I have. And it's a beast on my skin. This is a 10 plus hour fragrance, and it's very loud. 7 sprays is more than enough. I do tend to do 7 sprays when I wear this one, and it's, like I said, it's kind of overkill for the way it performs on my skin. Big scent bubble for the first 2 to 3 hours for sure. Very loud, very enjoyable, and I did get a lovely compliment when we went to dinner. This is tried and true. $30, it always works. There's tons of ways to smell like Creed Aventus out there, but in my opinion, it's really hard to beat Club de Nuit Intense Man. Moving into Monday, so this is one that's super underrated, discontinued, but I just love it so much. I tend to go back to it in the cooler months pretty often, that being La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique. Yes, the Blue Electrique is the current formula. Totally different scent profiles. Blue Electrique, the newest release, has a similar design. The blue's a little bit different. Shout outs to my buddy Sammy, because I know he'll take credit for that and throw a fit, because he said the blues aren't exact, and he's right, the blues aren't exact. But I digress. So this is more of a geranium, La Nuit de l'Homme meets Versace Argos type of smell. It's really good. It's kind of a slightly matured version of Versace Argos, to be honest with you. More on the La Nuit de l'Homme side, more of the cardamom, sweet powdery type of smell, but that geranium does add a nice dark, earthy, minty tone to it that kind of lends itself a little bit of the Argos scent profile. You kind of get a little bit of the vanilla going with the geranium, so you'll smell a little similarity to Argos, while not an exact copy of Argos. It definitely gives off a similar vibe, does a similar job, but honestly I think it's a better fragrance overall. This stuff is stunning. Above average performer, not some kind of beast or anything like that, but sadly discontinued. If you can find this one for a decent price, I say scoop it up, especially if you collect the line. Underrated gem right here is Eau Electrique. And then when I got the shower, been enjoying this one more and more. If you like violet leaf fragrances, you are bound to like Yoop Wow Fresh. So this is the fresh flanker that I picked up, this 40 ml for $15 at Burlington not that long ago, and I've really been enjoying this one out the shower. It has a little bit of a light Fahrenheit vibe because of the violet leaf. A little bit of that petroleum nature to it, just a smidge. Fresh, spicy. That petroleum nature is probably due to that bourbon vanilla. It's kind of a darker vanilla, if you will. The way it's blended, it just kind of works. Not a great performer by any means. That's why I kind of wear it out the shower, but damn does it smell good and does not smell that synthetic at all to my nose. You can get this super cheap. These are popping up at Burlington, 15 bucks. Get you a 40 ml like this. I have not tried the original Youp Wow. I would like to get my hands on it at some point, but I got to tell you, the fresh flanker, stuff smells really good. If you like violet leaf fragrances, this will be right up your alley. There's geranium is the only kind of note that I would think could even potentially add to this fresh, spicy accord that I get from it. The notes will lead you to believe there's no spiciness to it, but it does have a very bright, fresh opening with a fresh, spicy heart and a sweet violet leaf type of dry down and overall presence to the fragrance. Really good stuff out the shower. And casually, really. Youp Wow Fresh. Moving into Tuesday, this stuff works like gangbusters. It never seems to fail. When you really want somebody to tell you smell good, 9 times out of 10, this fragrance will pull one in for you. And it's usually unexpected because it's usually when you're walking by somebody, in my case, at the grocery store, and they're like, ooh, you smell very nice. That is exactly what happened with Protolunarosa Carbon. I gotta tell you, this stuff it works. I can't recall it being every time I wear it I get a compliment, but I'll tell you what, most times that seems to be the case. It's smooth, it's polished, it's a bit more refined than Dior Sauvage. It's not as sharp and edgy and in your face. While Dior Sauvage is a great fragrance, I'm not knocking that in any way, I do think this is a better version of that scent profile. It's toned back a little bit. It's a little bit soapier because of the lavender without having too much of that shower gel type of smell. What's the difference from soap and shower gel? Well, go in your bathroom and smell a bar of soap and smell some shower gel, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So the lavender is a bit more dominant here. There's some darker nuances to it, and of course it's an ambroxan bomb overall, but I really think the lavender here really reels back the ambroxan from being too much. Don't be wrong, you're going to smell plenty of ambroxan. It is an ambroxan dominated fragrance, but it really pushes off the skin. It's not room filling, but damn it, does it have a pretty good trail. And in the first hour and a half to 2 hours, this stuff really pushes off the skin several hours in. It's still got a pretty solid trail that can grab somebody when you walk by. That's what this fragrance is good for. When you walk by, it's a high probability somebody's going to smell you. Whether or not they want to tell you smell good is up in the air, but Protolunarosa Carbon stuff just works, I'm telling you. Then we got the shower. It's time for a good shave. So this week, again, I went with my Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme shave set. This is the aftershave splash. If I could get it to focus, that would just be lovely. There we go. And then, of course, I always give myself a few sprays of the fragrance whenever I have the matching fragrance to go with a shave set. And in this instance, one of the best quality lavender fragrances out there. Masculine, slightly matured, has this warm resinous nature to it. A lot of woods here. There's a warm density. It's very warming on my skin, but a gorgeous, bright lavender note. People call it barbershop. They call it fougere. It's got characteristics of both, so I understand why it gets those comparisons, but it's such a warm, resinous fragrance on my skin with that pop of lavender up top. It's just gorgeous. Get yourself a sample if you haven't tried this one yet, but out the shower, had a good shave. It was a Zaharoff Signature Pour on the aftershave and a few sprays of the fragrance. Moving into Wednesday, I actually wore this fragrance all day long. This has kind of become my wife's favorite. Based on the experience this week, she actually likes it a little bit more than Tobacco on my skin, which I was kind of surprised because on me, Signature Tobacco was her favorite, but I'm talking about the new Signature Royale X. Kind of taking social media by storm right now. A lot of people are saying a lot of good things because if you like clean musk, you're going to like this fragrance. It's very, very good. Bright, zesty, beautiful citrus up top. It's a medley of citrus. The juniper really adds a little bit of a tonic type of smell to it, but adds a crisp, bright nature to the citruses that are already in place. A gorgeous musk. There's a little bit of an animalic touch because of the oud and this leather accord that's in there. It's got a little bit of a dirty edge, but it's overall a very fresh, clean fragrance. It's the story George was telling is a guy getting fresh out the shower and then ending up having sex. That's the olfactive experience he was going for here. So it's very bright, very clean. I actually recently featured this one in my revamped 2022 version of my top 10 fresh and clean fragrances, because this is just, it's stunning. If you like clean musk, this is a must try. From what I understand, there are samples available now, so make sure to check out the website. The stock is running low, but get your hands on it if you can. I'm telling you, if you like musk, it's worthy of trying. This stuff is good. Really, really good. I want to spray it again. So good, I wore it all day. When I got out the shower that evening, I sprayed it on again. The previous night, after the lavender started to subside from Signature Pour Homme, I actually did a few sprays of this on top. So I kind of layered Signature Pour Homme with this the first night, the previous night from this day, which was Tuesday. So just enjoyable. Just freaking enjoyable. And seems to be very likable by the ladies in my experience. So get a sample and try it. It's a Zaharoff Signature Royale X. Moving into Thursday, this is only the second full wearing of this fragrance for me, and I gotta tell you, it's so absurdly good. This might be my favorite oud rose fragrance now that I've started to spend a little bit more time with it. It's oud, rose, spices, warm amber. It's rich, it's full, it's super powerful without being overwhelming. It is Raja Parfums Amber Oud. This stuff is incredible. Look at that dark ass juice. I would not spray my clothes with this one. I did do 3 around the neck of these light sprays because it's not a heavy atomizing spray, but it is pressurized. Man, wish you guys could smell that spray in the air. I did 3 around the neck and 1 on the chest. 4 sprays, and it was plenty. It radiated all day long on my skin. My wife loved this stuff. Loved it. Father-in-law happened to come visit. Gave him a hug when he walked in the door. He said, "Ooh, you smell really good today. What is that? Which one are you wearing?" And of course, went into it, grabbed the bottle, explained it to him, and so on. But it's an inviting fragrance. When you hear oud and rose, you're going to think heavy Middle Eastern vibe. You maybe think a little bit stinky type of oud. The quality here is just next level. This is probably the best smelling oud rose combo I've ever smelled. I'm pretty safe in saying that, I think. There's a ton of great ones out there. There's a lot that I enjoy, but I don't know. Just feel a certain way wearing this one. It invokes confidence. It's alluring. It's sexy. It's super warm. And it's the right kind of projection if you're not the type that doesn't want something overwhelming, but you do want long-lasting performance and you do want people to be able to smell you. This is that type of beast. Crazy long-lasting. You got to scrub it off your skin, but the projection is long and strong without being overwhelming. Granted, I only did 4 sprays. If I'd have did 10 sprays, it might have been overwhelming and choked me out. But 4 sprays was just right for Raja Parfums Amber Oud. Really, really good stuff. I'm digging the hell out of it. And then I just went to TJ Maxx and Ross, did a little bit of a rack store hunt, and happened to come across a gift set of Diesel Spirit of the Brave. And is it great? No. Is it good? Hell yeah. I enjoy it. I wore it out the shower. I used the little shower gel that came in the gift set. It's a green tonka bean fragrance. A very fresh, bright green fragrance up top. The cypress note in here, I think, makes it a little minty on my skin. But the tonka bean adds this sweet, soft, powdery tone. Almost a cooling type of nature on my skin. If you don't like tonka bean, you won't like it. But if you're cool with tonka bean, this is actually a solid designer tonka bean fragrance. Paid $30 for the gift set. Came with a 50 ml like this and a 50 ml shower gel. And I got to tell you, I was smelling, in my opinion, incredible out the shower. Definitely more of a youthful vibe. Younger guys. I mean, the Diesel fragrances are kind of geared towards them, but I myself very much enjoy the Only the Brave line. I now have Only the Brave High, Only the Brave Tattoo, and now Spirit of the Brave. So I have 4 of the fragrances from the line, and I've yet to be disappointed. There's not one in the line that I don't think smells good or perform very well. Not beast mode type of stuff, but they all seem to perform above average. And this, nothing short of that. I want to spray it again. It smells really, really good. I'm telling you, if you like tonka bean, then you're bound to like this. Cypress and tonka bean dominant on my skin is Diesel Spirit of the Brave. Moving into Friday, it was actually my 37th birthday. Yay me, I'm now in my late 30s. It is what it is. So when picking what I wanted to wear for my birthday, I mean, it's your birthday. Gonna make a memory. It came down to 2 fragrances. Both Zaharoff fragrances. And this narrowly beat out me wearing Business Over Pleasure because I haven't worn Business Over Pleasure in a little while, but it was nice and cold and I wanted something with a little bit more balls to it than Business Over Pleasure because that's a light, fresher scent, whereas Zaharoff's Signature Tobacco has that density I was looking for to cut through the cold. Herbal aromatic tobacco leaf, boozy, sweet, woods, a little bit of everything, very well balanced. One of my favorite fragrances in my collection. For as much as I love Rosé, because I still say Rosé is the best fragrance from Zaharoff. It's absolutely incredible. From a wearability standpoint, what I like to wear the most is this, hands down. This is my favorite to wear. It's what I wear the most. I wear it pretty much at least once a week since I got my bottle. You can see the dent starting to come down because for as many different fragrances as I wear throughout the week and so on, that's huge for me. And I actually want to spray it again. This stuff's so good. If you haven't gotten your nose on this one, you are missing out. If you want a treat of a signature scent-worthy tobacco, I really believe you can wear this one year-round. I wouldn't go heavy in the high heat summer if you live in a hot climate like the South, but I would go easy on the sprays. But the rest of the year, if you like tobacco, this is one of the best I've ever put my nose on. It's just great. During the day, Zaharoff Signature Tobacco for my birthday. Then we got the shower that evening whenever we got back from all the adventures and stuff that we went do. I don't know why I was in the mood for this. I have so many ways to smell like Baccarat Rouge 540. I have not wore this in a long time. This is basically a great clone of the EDP, in my opinion. This is Christian Siriano Eau La Rouge. Haven't wore this in a while. I do think this is a great rendition of the Eau de Parfum. It really is. There's better ways to smell like the X-Straight than this, but because this is, like I said, it leans more EDP. It's more fresh, less sweet. Man, it's not overwhelming. It's not a beast. This is like a 6 to 7 hour fragrance, then you need to refresh. So it's not the best performing version of the EDP, but it performs, 6 to 7 hours on your skin. That's solid. And it's not an overwhelming projection. It is kind of average arm's length-ish type of stuff, but it does have a decent trail. That's where somebody can be captivated by this fragrance. Obviously marketed for the ladies, came with a matching lip gloss that my wife has long used. She has a few versions of Baccarat Rouge 540 EDP herself. So I ended up keeping this one because regardless of how girly the bottle is, I love the juice inside. The juice here is fantastic. If you're looking for a great cheap alternative to Baccarat Rouge 540 EDP, this is a good designer version of it. Out the shower in the evening for my birthday, Christian Siriano Eau La Rouge. Finally on Saturday, this stuff just works. I actually did 2 sprays to go to the gym. Got 2 compliments at the gym. After I got home, showered up, sprayed it back on. Obviously got a compliment from the wife. Got a compliment at Sam's Club as well. So 4 total compliments of the day. You know, when that stuff happens, it's easy to remember it and take tally with Versace Dylan Blue. I wore it all day. I wore it to the gym. I wore it during the day as my daytime scent. And in the evenings, I wore it again as well. So, damn it. You know, it's been hyped to death. It's been talked about to death over the years, but it's such a good fragrance. It really is. One of the best versatile compliment magnet blue fragrances out there. It just is. That admittedly, I didn't really care for at first. Had to grow on me, but I love this fragrance now. It is so damn good. You know, say what you want. People that don't like it, I understand. Not everybody's going to like everything. But for me, this stuff just does it all. It literally does it all. It works in every situation. I don't know if I've ever worn it and not had somebody tell me I smell good at some point during the day. And this last time around, it was abundant. Overwhelmingly more compliments from this fragrance when I wore it on Saturday versus any of the other fragrances during the week where I may have got 1 or 2. I got 4 out of this one wearing in a few different places. So the scent trail was working in my favor. Is a compliment that important? No, it's really not. I'm not wearing it hoping somebody's going to tell me I smell great. As long as I think I smell great, that's all that really matters. And I love the way this one smells, but there's no denying it has the power to captivate. During the day, out the shower, at the gym, Versace Dylan Blue. Well, that was the rotation, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this past week, and what works for you? Do you have anything that it just works when you wear it? Somebody at some point is compelled to tell you that you smell good or ask what you're wearing. That stuff does happen. Unfortunately for some, it never seems to happen because there's no guarantees that this stuff will happen with any fragrance. But some do raise the probability much more than others, and a lot of the fragrances I wore this week are really, really good for that in my experience. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances I wore in my rotation and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.